Good evening, everyone. You know, it's beautiful out right now. I'm sorry about the windows. I'm sorry, I've got to clean them. And sorry about my fingers getting in the way. I didn't buy a little plastic thing, but that's not why we're here. We're here so you can see the pretty night. And Olivia had reminded me that in these days of Bill Gates, to tell our little Bill Gates story. First of all, Doc always likes to remind us that Bill Gates, the Evergreen State College, and Microsoft, to always think of those three together when you're looking at things geographically. We have Microsoft up in Bellevue, Seattle, Evergreen down in the little crook of the elbow. There's Frog Pond. And when you go up the Hood Canal, that is where one of Bill Gates' homes is. It's not the little Xanadu in Medina, but it's another very major home on Hood Canal. Hope you're having a great evening. But it's not, it's just kind of like a funny little story. It's not that. I don't know what we can learn from it, but it is good just to kind of keep things documented. You want to keep things light, huh? In these... Kitty. So, the house that he's got up there is in Union, and there was a really interesting guy that we knew. He sadly died. He had a worm farm, and he was crushed by some equipment he was driving around. And his name was Rick Wake, and it's really sad. And he lived out on Steamboat off 101 in an kind of older piece of deep, amazing property that his parents had, and they left it to the kids. And they had this amazing place with really cool stuff, including the worm farm. But they also owned property from forever ago up in Union. And it turned out to be next door to where yours truly, Bill Gates, had his place. And Bill would often be out, and Bill was like a really good carpenter. He did a lot of things with his hands, and he was building an aluminum deck, which was interesting. I think he felt that the wooden ones just weather away too fast up there. It's always raining, and he was building an aluminum deck, and he was, out on it, and he looked up, and Bill Gates was just standing there looming over him, and that is eerie. He said he was always polite. He was trying to hire him to do an aluminum boat landing or whatever it was for Doc. Thank you, for himself. It was interesting, and Rick was sort of I don't know, older and kind of like in pain and really like wasn't yeah, and he was also shocked. He thought, this guy's worth billions. What's he doing? Trying to get the neighbor to like, make him this thing, and like, haggle over a price or whatever. Like it was just very odd. But he said that, he would not be around for periods of time and you'd almost like forget about him. And then suddenly he wouldn't even know he was like there at the house or anything. And then suddenly he would just totally yeah, like in the weirdest way. And it would always be when Rick was kneeling down. Like he'd always say that Bill Gates only showed up when he was like deep in concentration, kneeling, into the ground. I'm sorry, I'm saying too much. I lived in Chicago. And yeah, it was just weird. And he'd look up and there would be Bill Gates looming over him, just looming over him. And he would just think, why? Why does he just appear like this and then disappear? There was a kind of, I guess if he was going to use a fairy tale sort of moniker, it would be the Cheshire Cat. Yes, it would. It would be the Cheshire Cat. Much love.